Dad, are you waging war on your teenager over a messy room? Carrie Casey, author and CEO of the National Center for Fathering, suggests a different battle plan on Today's Father.
Not long ago, I met a gentleman who had heard me speak years ago. He told me that God had used one of my stories in a small way to help him as a dad. During one of my talks, I mentioned it was a real struggle for us to get our teenage son to keep his room picked up. But I made the comment that as long as he wasn't lying, cheating, stealing, or having sex out of wedlock, then keeping his room clean wasn't that big of an issue. This dad told me that brief comment made a difference. He had been a drill sergeant kind of father. "You better clean this room now." But he went home and talked with his bride and decided to focus more on the important issues, majoring on the majors. And it really paid off. His son now is in his mid-20s, has a great job, and more importantly, they have a great relationship. You probably heard similar advice. Choose your battles. Don't sweat the small stuff. In general, it's a smart approach for parents, especially during the teen years. Why draw a line in the sand and keep pestering your child over something that isn't all that important in the larger scheme of things? So here's something to keep in mind. Think 5 or 10 years ahead. Maybe imagine your child in his mid-20s and ask yourself, will this issue matter to me then? If you think it will, then go ahead and stand your ground now. But I think you'll find many things don't matter that much. And if you're like me, you'll trade a smaller victory now for a lasting positive relationship with your child. You definitely don't want to ruin the relationship for years because of an argument that will soon be meaningless. Now, even as I toss out those principles, I know every situation is different, and it isn't always easy to tell which issues are big ones and which are not. Maybe a messy room is a symptom of a larger issue, or it's causing his mother some major grief, so it really is worth addressing. Sometimes boundaries aren't so obvious. That's why it's also important to stay on your knees and keep doing your part to not exasperate your child. This is Carrie Casey for Today's Father.
Today's Father is brought to you by the dads at Fathers.com in cooperation with this radio station. And we're here 24/7 to help you become the best dad you can be at our website, Fathers.com. You'll find fathering tips on the topics dads need most, training options, podcast, our event schedule. You can also sign up for our weekly email update. Just go to Fathers.com or call 800-593-DADS. Thanks for listening, Dad, and keep up the good work.